Welcome back, adventurers. It is Thursday. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Let me make sure that everything is working properly here. This is the first stream on the new comp. So there's a couple of funky things that I am working out. So if there's a little bit of weirdness, I apologize. I'm hoping, for the most part, it's pretty smooth sailing. Oh God! Oh, everything's happening at once. Hey, can you stop jumping around? It is not time for food yet. You still got like a good 45 minutes. All right, so it looks like captions are working. I can hear sound, all of which are good things. How am I sounding? How are you guys? What's new? It sounds crisp. I'll take crisp. Crisp is good, generally, I've been told. We've got a random encounter with BlindJim coming up today. I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are excited about that too. What's your deal? You want love? Why are you so hyper? It's not food time. Hello. Okay, no you don't. I don't know what you want then. Because it's not food time. Jackie, hello, how are you? Brain. Words. But yes, so it's the first stream on this computer. So if things are a little bit wonky, if anything seems out of place or incorrect for whatever reason, please shout it out. Please let me know. Stoked to make fun of BlindJim during his random encounter. Hell yeah. A little bit of trial and error. But I'm hoping that from this point, my computer behaves a little bit better. That's what I'm hoping for. That's the ultimate goal. Is that my computer behaves better than it was. And I was able to transfer almost everything pretty cleanly from my old computer. Really the only thing I did lose is I had to re-EQ my mic. So if I sound different, that's why. Because whatever EQ settings I had for it were like 2 years old at least, and I have no idea what they were set to, and it defaulted and I had to do it from scratch. So that is that. But here we are, first stream since the birthday. We got random encounter. We're gonna do some blueprints later. It'll be our last live blueprints stream based on the vote that occurred in the Discord. I'm gonna have some not yet sponsored time. Ooh, camera got a little aggressive there. Cheers. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. I got a healthy little drop there. A little droplet going on. How's the music volume? How's my volume? Does anything need to be adjusted, switched? Cheers, chat. How are we feeling? Like I said, let me know if there's any weirdness. Music is nearly inaudible if it's playing. I will say this is probably a bad example song. Let me find one that's better. Okay, how's this? This is one that has a little bit more going on in it. I can pump it up a little bit though. I'll be quiet. See if it's good level. I don't really hear anything. All right, let me pump it up a little bit. How about now? Sir, it is not food time. I can hear the rhythm at least. Hear the music fine. I heard it before, but this is louder. Well, what's a good volume? Obviously, it's louder. I turned it up. I need to know what sounds good. I want to make sure it's balanced and not too, like, it's meant to be kind of background. It's meant to be there as kind of like a light little thing in the background. Make sure it's not just too quiet, silent, anything like that. Is this good for that? Yes. Cool. So this is a good spot. Leave it here. Confirming. Bueno, sí. Buenos los días. I don't know what los días is. Yes, again. Perfect. Thank you. But yeah, here in about 7 minutes, we're going to get into a random encounter. Good opportunity to get to know BlindJim better. Dias's day. Yes, that's true. I don't know what else I said, though. Rin, hello. How are you? How's your Thursday? The music has stopped. Why did the music stop? What a silly thing to do. Let me turn off and on autoplay again. BlindJim chilling with all his friends in Peanut Gallery. Wow. Wow, we haven't even started and you're already throwing shots. Sir, it is not food time yet. You want love, I can give you love. But it's not food time. It's been usual Tuesday. Oh, I said Thursday, didn't I? My bad. It is Tuesday. It's been a usual Tuesday. Fair enough. All right. We got about 5 minutes. Trying to find energy for something more than TikTok. Might I recommend a not yet sponsored drink? That's a nice little pick-me-up. Oh, no. Wait. Does that not work? Why wouldn't that work? Oh, that would be why. Give me half a second. Does this fix it? Hello! Why is this not working? Ah, that'd do it. I understand. Hold on. Nope. Maybe. Okay. I'm confused. Why is this not working? I found a broken thing, chat. I'm working on it. Oh, now it works. Okay. Well, that's the pointless mark. Hermes, if you're here, ignore that mark. All right. My one friend on there sent me a screenshot of her unread messages with me. She hadn't checked in 24 hours. There's 69 videos. For what? For TikTok? I do that with Tot. All right. Are we about ready? Are we feeling it? Are we ready? I need to find... I need to find the thing. Hold on. The cats are... Everything's on fire. The cats are doing something. What do you have? The cat's had a screw. Also, hold on. This needs to be rerouted. It's probably quite loud right now. Apologies. There we go. A little bit quieter, hopefully. And then... Why? Aha. Why is desktop audio 2 not showing up? What? Can you guys hear the fire? No. Well, this is odd. I actually can't. Why isn't it showing the other desktop audio? I've never run into this before. So if I enable, maybe if I disable it, and then if I, there it is. Okay, now you should be able to hear it. It was just OBS being dumb. Now can you hear the fire appropriately? Is it a nice rippling cozy fire? Fuego bueno? Perfect. Literally had to turn it off and back on again. All right, let's do this. Talk shows and podcasts. Let me grab the Mr. BlindJim. Hello, sir. Let me get you. Perfect. Can you say words so I can check to see that we can hear you? There we are. The flames are licking my toes. That's a sentence. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce Mr. the BlindJim. Mr. the BlindJim, how are you today? Thank you for being here. Which is funny considering that A, you've definitely face revealed to a number of people in the Discord, and I think on stream at least once or twice, but I might be wrong on the second one. Flames are too loud and you still can't hear him? Hold up. There's Flames. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Give me a second. Why can't they hear you? Sir, you are being very needy and it's not your time for food. I don't know what to tell you. Like I said, first stream with the new thing, so apologies while I figure some stuff out. Let me try. Apologies, sir. Give me 1 second while I figure out where this went. Okay. That's that for sure. Oh, I think I know. Maybe? Aha. Let me try this. Apply. All right, can you say words for me?
I can say words for you.
You can hear him, but super quiet. We can fix that. We can fix super quiet.
BRB gonna start yelling?
Progress has been made.
Soon I will be like a real person on a screen.
Okay, if
with a voice and everything.
Actually, it's probably better to do. Sir. Can you guys see him meowing at me? I don't know if you can hear him, but he is determined. He is upset. All right, filters. Gain. We'll add 5 dB and see how that sounds. Can you say more words for me?
More powerful. Oh yeah, 100%.
Chat, how is this? Is this a better balanced conversation? Are we in good shape?
We did.
Perfect.
Do I need to?
Wonderful.
Okay, good. That is swell.
Reintroduce Mr. the BlindJim.
Yes. In
Mr.
fact, I have eyes that work.
It's true.
Don't tell anyone.
Which is funny considering that, like, it's definitely been revealed to at least some people before. You like the cat better. Maybe another DB, but not bad. I can do that too. But welcome. You've been on the stream many times before. But this is your first time, just the two of us, A, chatting, and B, kind of being able to spotlight you and kind of just give you the floor. So you and I have known each other a long, long time. We've known each other what,
Oh
13?
God, what was 2011?
2012. I wasn't there till 2012.
Oh, you went there in 2012.
So
okay.
about 13
2012.
years.
Yeah.
Although I would say that we didn't really get to be friends until a little ways into my college career, and I would say we didn't really get to be like good friends until I started streaming, because we
I think that's probably the case. Yeah.
yeah, we hung out in like group circles in college. Actually, your situation is very similar to T-Money, where like I knew you through other people, and I would see you and hang out with you through mutual connections. But it wasn't like you and I really ever hung out one-on-one, other than I think like right at the end of my college career, I asked you and Broken Mod to do a vocal project for me for a senior project of mine. Which you may not even remember, but we did a commercial for the Sternberg, and I had you guys record a jingle.
Yep. I do remember that.
And so I think that was like one of the few times that we actually hung out one-on-one in college. But then since then, once I started streaming, you were very active in the community very early on, and now it's been multiple years, and here you are.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, during COVID especially, because I could actually just watch your stream while doing my job at the same time, which was really nice. So that was, I was able to just be distracted by you and do my job worse, which was just an amazing combination that I would never go back on again.
The benefits of COVID.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's funny. So for me, like, COVID didn't change my life at all, because I was just a stay-at-home nerd. So
that is truly a benefit of COVID.
yeah.
That said, so I would say, like, generally speaking, I think, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, chat and everyone watching, I would say most people know that A, you're into anime and kind of Japanese culture, and B, that you're into really obscure and quirky music, and are very, have a great deal of expertise in like musical theory and composition and things like that.
I haven't got my little degree here. Wherever it is.
You pointed, but
That
it was
one.
behind your mic, so like your finger just blended in with your mic. You're like, I've even got my little degree here, and I was like, I don't know where you're pointing.
My hand is censored. I was using a bad finger. Sorry.
There you go, of course. But what are some things that you would say what you would associate, or like what's some defining features of you that you think that either the community hasn't really had the chance to see, or that you would like to highlight while we kind of have you here today?
That's a good question.
Thank you. And
Do I
while you
have
think on
defining
it,
features.
while you think on it, I will also remind chat, feel free to shout out questions. This is your opportunity to get to know BlindJim better as a person. So if anybody has anything that they're curious about, anything that you would like to talk about with him, anything that you would like to kind of toss his way, feel free to throw it in chat. I'll try and ask in between conversation points, or he might see it himself and answer. And so we can go from there.
Defining features, that's tough. I generally just try to be funny. So it's hard for like to pick a defining feature, you know. It's like generally I consider myself able to blend in with sort of any group that I'm in.
Okay.
So when you're talking about like defining features, it's a little difficult, because it's hard for me to like say there's like really hard and fast things about me that really define me. I just try to be helpful and good in the conversation and do well by the people around me, generally.
Fair enough. An admirable trait, I would say. Tell me about how. So I know that this. I personally know. I don't know if this is something that the community knows. You grew up in fairly rural Kansas.
Yes. Yeah. I grew up in Pratt, which I think is like 7,000, 8,000 people, something like that.
Okay. So pretty small. Have you ever lived in a kind of larger community, or has it always been kind of small town living?
I mean, I lived in Wichita for a bit after college.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was, but again, I was kind of the nerd that never went out, so I didn't really do a lot of the on the town stuff that you associate with a big city.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I had some of the big city problems. I had my front wheels stolen off of my car. That was fun. They were nice enough to replace them with a flat spare tire and a flat normal tire that were both down to the cords. So they put wheels back on my car.
Which is like a decent, that's like almost more insult to injury, because that's like extra effort. Like, hey, we're gonna steal your tires and we're gonna give you worse ones.
I like to think that maybe they felt bad about it. Like, they're like, well, we don't want to put him on bricks, you know. Like, let's at least get him on some rubber. Like,
I've heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that there are people who they'll put like a note in their car with like $10 or $20 or something. They'll be like, hey, like, I'm sorry you're having a rough day. Like, I hope that this kind of puts a smile on your face and gives you the opportunity to like do something, and like try and like offer like a token and give like a heartfelt note to create a connection with the person. Because generally, if the person feels a connection, then they won't actually steal the car. Which is like a weird psychology, like human brain thing. I don't know if that's true, but I have heard that that is a thing. But anyway,
I feel like
you were
someone
saying,
just take your money and leave.
Yeah.
And then the next person to come along and steal it anyway. But yeah, no, I went to a fairly small town. I mean, it had a McDonald's and a Subway and a couple restaurants, three restaurants. But other than that, I mean, it was pretty small. It was a happy little childhood I had, I would say. I don't really remember most of it, but my memory is also poor. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you think, how do you think that like living in a kind of rural, smaller community affected you growing up, or kind of has like defined certain features of who you are or how you interact with the world, or perspective or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm upper middle class growing up for the most part, so I didn't really have any, I guess, typical struggles. I got the Game Boy and the GameCube on Christmas and was super thrilled. There was no like none of the. Honestly, it was really, my life growing up was super easy, which I think it's funny now. You like transitioning into adulthood. I think that kind of hurt me in a lot of ways. I think if I had struggled more growing up, I think I'd be more resilient.
How so?
Because I never had, like, during college, I didn't have to have a job at all.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents would just pay for everything. It was very nice, very convenient for me. I do appreciate that. But then, it's like, okay, now you're in the real world. You've not had a job, really.
Yeah.
Good luck. And then I had a music degree. So it's like, well, there's, just littered with job opportunities there.
I'm just going to throw out there during that pause, I still would argue that I think that if you sat down and actually started composing and selling compositions, I think that you would do incredibly. But that's just my opinion. Continue.
Thanks.
For those who don't know, BlindJim has written a lot of the music for the stream, the BRB music, the Hype Train music, all that's this guy. Like a couple of the sound effects that we've used. So.
Yep. Yeah. So, so then, at college it was pretty cool. I got to meet this guy. He's, you guys seem to like him a little bit at least, so you kind of know what's up with that. But let's see. Yeah. So originally in college, I went to Friends University for 2 years.
Okay.
In Wichita.
I don't know.
It was a private school.
Got it. Okay, cool.
But they didn't have the music theory composition degree. Mm-hmm. So I went to Hayes. I was really grateful for going there because they had an amazing choral program.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so I was able to get into the top choir there, and we went to Canada. Shouts to all you Canadians. And so I got to go into Toronto, and we went up even into Quebec a little bit. And it was an interesting moment when, in America, housekeeping doesn't come in till like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. I'm not too familiar with that, but it's later. And in up north in Quebec in Canada, when we got shocked by the lady trying to come in at 9 a.m. and we were all like college boys with our shirts off, like waking up. And she's like, French words, holds up the do not disturb sign, something, s'il vous plaît, puts it on and leaves.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, whoops, I guess we should be out of here and exploring the town a little bit more.
Yeah,
I guess we'll go now.
Well, you'd also think that, like, if you're shirtless and walking around in college kids, I can't imagine you were particularly quiet.
Yeah, I mean, we're still getting up. You're not like,
Oh,
it was
that's
9
fair.
a.m. We were waking up, so it's not like we were like, good morning, let's go. Hit up the streets of Quebec.
Alexa!
Not be able to understand anybody.
Also, so Charchu would like to know, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime, I would have to give to, why am I blank? March Comes In Like a Lion. It's sort of darker, more, not darker in like there's murder and killing, but like darker in like real human issues. And it's told through the, what would you call it? The thing of it is it's based on shogi, which is like Japanese chess, sort of.
Japanese S?
That's the means that it's Japanese chess.
Oh, chess. The ch got cut out.
Yeah, like real human issues. Like the guy's clearly like depressed. He lives in a house that has no furnishings at all, but he's a pro player at this game, and it just kind of explores his life and his interactions with. As someone whose family died at a young age, he's finally sort of experiencing the warmth of a family through a second party, which is cool. And just anyway, it's just very interesting sort of commentary on life. I really like it. So
Okay.
Not your standard like, oh, I've got all the power and gonna beat up the enemy. Definitely not that. So
It's not a Dragon Ball.
it's not. It is not a. It's not a shonen anime for sure. Yeah, it's more seinen, like like I think that's the word for it. So
Okay, fair enough.
more adult topics, more cerebral, that sort of thing. So yeah, that'd be my favorite anime, I would say. Although there are plenty of other good ones. If there's an anime that can make me cry, I fucking love it. So if there's some sad anime out there, I just love that shit.
Why sad animes?
I don't know. I think they make you feel human. Like you can connect to these characters, and then when there's real tragedies, you can kind of commiserate them and have that have that emotional connection with that show, if that makes sense. I just kind of like sort of a thing. I think it's the sort of in the same vein as people don't like being scared, but they still like watching horror, right? It's sort of the same thing, I think. You know, it's like there's that exciting edge, but rather than having the exciting edge to it, it's more like, oh, I'm experiencing these emotions with these characters, and like I don't know, it feels good, I guess, is the dumb way to say it. I'm just trying to make it a little more than, oh yeah, sad feel good sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's the argument for catharsis, right? Of like things that feel cathartic and allow you to express your emotions. And I would argue with the horror angle. A lot of people, it's not about, at least from what I've seen. And granted, I'm new to horror genre, and like if Jade's here, I feel like Jade can speak to this much better than me. But at least from what I've learned, it's either you're in one of two camps. Either you're somebody who likes either like thrill, like adrenaline horror of like you like just like the excitement of what you're witnessing, like kind of amping you up, or horror is a genre that tends to be very transgressive and try and push the boundaries of what you would expect to experience in order to like deliver some sort of message, and it wraps messages that would normally not be acceptable in other movies or whatever, because it's considered taboo of a topic, or it's considered like too radical or whatever. They wrap it in horror so that you're already kind of like being pushed, and so it's like almost like peanut butter around dog medicine type deal of like they're sending the message in like something that like makes it easier to swallow.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, my experience with horror for the stuff that I enjoy, it's funny because I don't like jump scares, but I like a scary environment, if that makes sense. Like something that gets you up on your hackles, if that makes sense. Like
could you give me an example?
When you were a kid, yeah, like when you were a kid and you had to like turn off the last light and go through the darkness and of the unknown before you could get into your bed. Okay. That sort of terror, you know, that sort of like the unknown, you know. And There's a really good video on that kind of scare by Jacob Geller, which I think I've probably sent to you at some point.
It's possible.
It's really cool.
Is it like so like atmospheric horror?
Atmospheric horror, yeah. Like just the environment being the thing that's terrifying.
Interesting.
Rather than like, oh, there's a monster chasing me, because then you expect sort of like the thing
you
that's
like
coming.
suspense.
Like, yeah, but I don't even like the suspense being broken that much. I just like the suspense.
You just like it being there. You're just like sitting in it.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It's just I think that's it's a weird sort of like adrenaline-y sort of like have your guard up. Your cat just jump scared me.
He really wants food, and it's not time. Well, I mean, in like 10 minutes, we're getting close. But also like I'm busy, so Tom can handle it.
Like I like for instance, to bring it to something I think a lot of people here have done. Until Dawn, I liked the just walking around in the mansion at first, because it's just a scary environment.
Yeah,
things, and you don't know what's going on. Like, so
that's so interesting. So you almost like, you really like just being in the kind of like, not only discovery portion, but also just kind of not knowing what's coming next. You like the anticipation.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. I have to imagine there's horror that specializes in that. I'm like, there's like I can recommend some atmospheric horror, but I don't know about like anticipation specialty shit. I'll have to think about that. That's a very interesting. Maybe that's something that I could. Well, because do you consider yourself a fan of horror?
Not particularly, which is funny. That's the kind that, you know, if I was going to do it, that's what I would prefer.
Is that something that you would be potentially interested in?
Sure. Why not?
Interesting. Maybe this is something that we should look into.
Okay. Saber, I have watched Your Lie in April. I have not seen Anohana, although I have heard it's very sad. I have that and Angel Beats on my list of things to watch for the sad angle. Probably the saddest one I think I've watched, though, was probably Plastic Memories. That was a good one.
Charge would like to know what you think about atmospheric music.
Atmosphere, it's fine. Well, you don't generally you don't have to do anything complicated when it comes to atmospheric music, because it's simple. You don't want it to be complicated, because otherwise it's distracting, right? So you want it to just get the point across of this is the kind of place we're in, and then it's done. So, like, I mean, you can pull up, like, if you're playing D&D, you can pull up like 2 hours of D&D tavern music, and you'll get the idea, and it's nothing special. But it's fitting for your scene, so it's going to amplify your experience, and that's all that matters. But that's my thoughts on the atmospheric music. So,
elevator music?
There's a soft spot in my heart for elevator music. A good like little bossa nova jam.
Yeah, like the music. I love the comedic potential of music. Like, one of my favorite running gags in media in general is like, if you've got like a crazy, like, and I made a thing for the, one of the dorms that I was working in as an RA. We did like a team bonding thing where we had to make a video, whatever, and I put one of those gags in there. But like, basically when you go to like something chaotic and then you just cut to like the elevator and everyone's standing, and so I got the music playing. I love that gag, and it's like, it's something that you don't see very often, but you see it enough that it's definitely like a recurring media gag, and I love that gag of like,
you see that like you see that in like cartoons a lot, like
oh,
the like
for
Incredibles style stuff,
yeah,
like where like the music's like the trumpets like flailing, going crazy, and then it's just like goes to like the guy like on the 12th floor going down to the first floor.
Yeah. Or it's like they're like arguing at home, like, we gotta go, like, everybody get in the car, and then they're just in the car and it's like the radio's on, and they're like and like everyone's like mad, and like somebody's got like something smeared on them or something. Very, very silly.
They have to adhere to those darn road laws. They can't drive crazy.
Also, Mom Hab says, hello. It's your. She says that you're her crash word like-minded guesser.
Ooh, great minds.
Let's see. Oh, what about before we move on to, I guess, other topics? Are there any other kind of like either unique things about you, hobbies, interests, anything that you feel like would be a surprise or new information for the community that you'd like to highlight?
A surprise?
Doesn't have to be a surprise, but just like information about you that you would like to share that they may not know.
I like watching a lot of Japanese VTubers. I don't know if that's a surprise though.
I feel like that's one that we knew because you've mentioned some before.
Yeah, so I mean, I even have like thousands of dollars worth of like trading cards for stuff that they've released.
Oh, interesting.
So
I didn't even know that. I mean, I guess it makes sense that that exists.
So yeah, like the Dodgers actually had a VTuber themed day for a game. And so they had like special trading cards.
Oh yes, I saw that. I saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, and they won. So woohoo! Power of VTubers, I guess. I don't know.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She's that's a pretty big one. She's been on a bunch of stuff, right? What's her name? I don't remember the name of her though.
Who's this?
The VTuber that did the collab with the Dodgers.
Oh, that was 3 of them. It was Usada Pecora, Hoshimachi Suisei, and Gaogura.
Who's the one with the blue hair that was in Fortnite?
Blue hair in Fortnite? Oh God, I actually didn't know about this. Let me look
I thought it was that same one, but I could be wrong.
YouTuber Fortnite.
Miku.
Oh, Hatsune Miku. Yeah, she's not a VTuber. She's more of a Vocaloid, which is like a music artist that uses AI like voice to sing. Miku's been around for a long time.
Yeah, she's gotten a lot of attention for stuff recently, I feel like.
So it was good.
Sir.
I guess Ninja does have blue hair. That's funny.
Ninja does have blue hair. That's correct.
I've biked across the state of Kansas 4 times.
That's news.
Yep, I did it twice in high school, and I did it last year, 2 years ago, and then 4 years before that. So, yeah. So
just for fun?
My dad's very active. I am not so much. But when I was in high school, I did a lot of cross country and trek. So I was pretty in shape then. I am no longer in shape, or at least the shape I have is not the one that most people would consider in.
Okay.
I'll put it this way: the last 2 times I did that were much harder, but that was something he was getting into because his knees were getting bad, so he was biking more rather than running. Because he used to do like the half marathons and marathons, and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
I just he bought me a expensive bike. All of those road bikes are expensive.
Oh yeah, no, bikes are not cheap.
They're like $1,000+ at least.
Yeah.
And so we did that and went biking, and it was an interesting time. You see a lot of nothing when there's Kansas, but Kansas is definitely more hilly than you give it credit for. I will say that. If you're pedaling up those hills yourself, you feel it.
How long did that take? It had to be
a 7-day thing.
That's wild. So do you guys just stop at hotels along the way and stuff?
So it's actually an event that's put on. So it's called the BAK. So you can go like to I think it's like just the BAK.com or something like that. For this year, they're like traveling north. This year's route is dumb. It's not BAK.com, by the way. Let me see.
The bike across
BAK.org. It's a .org.
Of course it is.
This route this year sucks, so I'm not even interested in doing it because I've done that route before.
Okay.
It's all on across like Highway 36, and it's just really unexciting. Anyway, but so there'll be like schools you'll stop at, and then there's like 800 people that go on this, and then there's like people that'll support you every 20 miles or so. They'll have like stops with water and like nuts and just random food and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Then you can stop in the towns, and in a lot of towns will hear about you coming and like set up, like stalls and stuff to do like fundraising for the 4-H club or whatever it is. So yeah, you go into a lot of small towns that you don't know exist. A lot of unincorporated towns. So lots of towns like McDonald, Kansas, for example, is a town in Kansas.
I mean, that sounds super fun. It sounds like quite an adventure.
Yeah, and so we would generally go with a church group that raises money for like kids in Africa.
Yeah.
It's like just CCCS or something like that. It's been a long time. I don't remember exactly what the acronym is, but like Christian Children something, charity something. So
yeah. I
one
of those
a lot of
generic
pastors when we did churchy things sometimes. So.
Yeah. One of those generic church groups that raises money for some charitable cause somewhere in the world.
I am a good Christian boy, if anyone didn't know.
Oh, that's
I
true.
wouldn't consider myself like super devout, but I am a Christian boy.
He has read the entirety of the Bible, which I feel like is more than most Christians.
To be fair, most of it's really boring, so I don't blame them.
It is a very, very old book. At the end of the day.
I will say one of my favorite passages of all time, and you can look this up. I think it was the prophet Elijah was going like down from a mountain or something. And these kids just start calling him, "Hey, Baldy, how you doing, Baldy?" And just calling him a bald head man. And so he gets understandably upset about that. And he calls a curse down upon the children, which means that 2 bears come from the woods and maul 42 of the children.
42?
That is a real Bible story. Yes.
Why?
Because they called him Baldy. This is Old Testament. Anything goes. That's like the wild, wild west of the Bible.
How dare you insult a random man about his receding hair?
Prepare to be mauled by 42
bears.
bears. Or by 2 bears mauling 42 children.
21 kids each.
It's just a fun little gem in the Bible, you know.
Who needs 100 men versus a gorilla when you've got 42 children versus 2 bears?
Exactly.
Well, this is not where I expected the conversation to go, but I'm into it.
There you go. Random Bible facts.
That's true.
Methuselah lived to be 892 years old.
Who is Methuselah?
Never heard of Methuselah? People will refer to them like when talking about like old stuff. So Methuselah's the oldest living person in the Bible. Or oldest lived person in the Bible. They're not still alive.
I would hope not. Does it say why they got to be so old?
I think people early in the Bible lived a lot longer. I don't know. I am no expert on the Bible by all means, but like I think generally people back in the Old Testament just lived longer. I don't know if that's because like the sin hadn't like gotten to their telomeres in their cells and they didn't, wear out as fast. I honestly don't know, but like I think Moses was like 300 or something. Like they lived a long time.
Interesting.
So just
It's because they couldn't tell time, says T-Money.
It's because they couldn't count the times the sun travels. That's unfortunate.
Oh my goodness.
We think we knew what days were before the clock was invented? Before the sundial came around?
Another thing that I know has come up on stream before, but you are a proud dog dad.
I am. She's proudly barking at the neighbor right now.
Can you tell me about your dog?
Miko, yes, I can. I can probably pull up a photo here of my little doggy dog.
The Leviathan is basically a Tarrasque? That's hilarious. I've never considered that.
Let me pull up a photo of the puppy. Oh, here's like my favorite photo. See if that works.
Go down a little bit. There we go. That is a cute photo.
Yep, she is a Havanese.
Havanese nuts? No, just kidding. I'm sorry. It was right there. I couldn't not do it. I'm sorry. Most people couldn't count or read, so it's like they couldn't count or record things. God damn it. Hold on a second. Give me half a second. Sasha!
Yep. the cat is up to no good. Cat up to no good. All right, everyone, it's favorite time, chair stream.
All right, sorry.
No, no worries, no worries.
Where's your timeout button for the D-Snuts joke? Chair and BlindJim at the chair is still more entertaining. Wow. I leave for less than 10 seconds. What's your favorite dog memory? Oh, yes, we were on the dog.
I like it anytime. This kind of sounds mean. I like it anytime my dog runs into things because it's just hilarious to me. she's really clumsy, and it's really funny to see when she just like fails to do something. It's like America's Funniest Home Videos moment, you know?
You're talking about the type of stuff like they would do with the cat videos of people like trying to jump off things and not quite making it and just like biffing it, right? Not like actually like full on speeding into stuff.
No, yeah, she learned pretty quickly that slick floors are slick. But it took a few thumps into a wall going full speed after a ball before she learned that.
Okay.
But no, she's less it's when she's not paying attention, like if she's like looking at you and not paying attention and like you want to play with her and stuff, she'll just turn around right into a wall or something. Oh. Like it's really cute. It's fun.
What's your favorite part about being a dog dad?
People actually talk to me when I go on walks.
I mean, fair. That is a benefit of being a dog owner.
No, seriously. So I lived here. I live in Kingman, Kansas now, which is even smaller than Pratt, Kansas. This is like 2,500 people.
Okay.
And I've had not met any of my neighbors in 3 years that I'd lived here. And then I got a dog. Mm-hmm. And suddenly I've met the neighbors, the Spanish neighbors to my south. I've met the old woman who clearly does weed across the street to my west. I mean,
little addendum.
It's very obvious. And then I've met the old guy across the way with the dog to the north. And I've met my other neighbors. I've met literally like the people around me now.
Yeah.
So then I met like a pastor and his kids on a walk one day. It's just people will actually talk to you if you have a dog.
It's true.
Other than that, yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It has its ups and downs for sure. But it's nice to have a puppy that'll just chill and snuggle with you at night when you go to bed.
That's fair. So. Why up and downs in what way?
Oh, like potty training was a bitch.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a given. Totally fair.
Yeah, just that sort of thing. Like that's kind of what I mean. Like there's like the downside, like we're just barking at the neighbors and stuff like that, and it's like, please stop. But you know, so it's been good. Yep, her name is Miko. If I didn't say that.
No worries.
So, and it's not really named after anything. I just like the name Miko. It's just a nice name that I liked.
Fair enough. Does Miko like the word Miko mean something or no?
It could. It doesn't to me.
Fair enough.
I mean, well, a lot of people, because when I said that, well, my dog has changed color a lot. She used to be like a brown and black color, and then like that was her puppy color, and then when she got her first groom, it's like, oh, white now. So at first people thought I was like, oh, it's like the raccoon from Pocahontas, Mika. I'm like, no,
I did not even know that the
raccoon in Pocahontas.
I remember the raccoon because it's like one of those like quirky animal companions, but like could not have told you its name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and this, I think a couple times in the Discord I've had it where my neighbor's dog, the drug dealer, or not the drug dealer, the drug user, I should say, their dog will get out, and I have to use Miko to help get the dog back in. Oh, no. So,
well, like to like corral it or what?
She's not like a sheepdog or anything like that.
I was gonna
like,
say
it'll be funny. So I'll get my dog on the leash, and they'll just like play around and run around a little bit because they're both of similar size. And then I'll just walk my dog over to her house.
So you
and
lure
then the
their
dog will
dog
be like,
back
"Wait."
using your dog.
Yeah, and then the dog's gonna be his dog like, "Wait, this is my house. I should defend it," and it'll run inside. So.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. So.
Miko in Japanese means priestess of the Shinto shrines.
Oh, like one of those like red and white wearing priestesses.
Mom had thank you for the resub and Joe Cool thanks for the biddies. Chat, like I said, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to throw them in. Now's a good time to kind of ask any if you'd like to get to know BlindJim better as a person. Our old dog used to be called Ashoka, and some lady informed me that it's named after her Native American tribe chief. We just let them go with it.
Yeah. Funnily enough, so I met my my Spanish neighbor to the south of me, and their dog they picked up from a shelter. It was even smaller than my dog, and she the dog's name was Siri.
Oh no.
And she was just like, it was the worst thing ever. But like, the dog's 9 years old. I don't want to change its name now. So
Yeah.
she's just, her iPhone just keeps activating.
Well, I think there's a way. I know there is for at least like Amazon devices. I don't know if there is for Apple devices, but I have to imagine there is of a way to adjust the activation word. Like you can switch it. So I don't know how tech savvy this person was, but there should be a way that they could change the trigger word for that.
Okay. Well, if I see them, I'll let them know.
Charge, would like to know what's the coolest place you've ever visited?
Coolest place I've ever visited. Well,
or we could also say
nerd
coolest trip you've ever been on. Either works.
I'd say for the music nerd in me, it's probably there was a cathedral in Toronto when we went on our music trip that had the largest organ, I think, in North America.
That's cool.
It was, I mean, just a massive building, and so they had like a organ player there and just blew the top off the walls. Blew the top off the walls. Yeah, that's the word.
That's correct.
It was awesome. So that was for me. That was probably the coolest place I visited. And I wish I could remember what it was called, but that was back in 2009. So that was.
We could probably look up biggest organ in North America, and I imagine
that was my freshman year in college. It just makes me feel old. Yeah, so I'd say that. I mean, I've been on some decent trips. Been out to Colorado a couple times for the mountains. I've done ski trips here and there, which are always fun. We go to Myrtle Beach fairly often with my family, like once every 3 years or so. Because we have some distant relatives down there. So, yeah.
There you go. Mom wants to know what you do for work.
Well, I got a music degree in music theory and composition. And so I'll just go down the list. At first, I worked during schooling. I worked doing car detailing. I
didn't know that.
Yep. So I still have got some of the stuff, so I can clean out some cars if I need to.
That is a very profitable business. I know that.
It can be if you're good at it, and have all the equipment, like you'd like the steamer and all of that crazy stuff. And so I after that, at the same time, I guess I also part-time worked for Next Tech, which was a local ISP in Hays, Kansas.
Yeah, Broken Mod still works for them, right?
Yes, he does. So I worked for them for a while. So I have some basic tier 1 tech support knowledge. Nothing crazy. After that, I moved to Wichita, and again, kind of ironic considering my music degree. I worked on closed captioning phones.
I do remember this.
I would listen to half of a conversation that the deaf and hard of hearing person might need, and I would put it in text on their phone. And it was done using revoicing. So I would speak what the person was speaking while they were talking. It's an interesting skill to have. It takes a while to get used to it, but I mean, I would average about 200 words per minute doing that. So it's pretty quick and with minimal errors. You have to kind of pick and choose. There's like macros on your touchscreen that you could click words that are harder that don't show up very often.
Yeah. I know I've seen that recently when I was selected for jury duty. Actually, they one of the people who was the I don't remember the term for the clerk who takes down. Is it stenographer? I want to say stenographer, but I thought that was incorrect. But yeah, the stenographer, they had
keyboards, don't they?
So they do, and out of the 3 days that I was there, 2 of them were manually being inputted. But one day they had it like covers your whole mouth. It's like a tube thing that they like put it up and they talk into it. And the judge made a joke like, "We're doing this new technology where it relays their voice into text." And so, but yeah, I saw them do something very similar to that.
I've got a lot of wild stories from overhearing conversations. I'll put it that way.
Any interesting that you'd care to share that are safe for community?
Well, I mean, I personally have never called a sex line, but I know what they sound like now. You can imagine the sort of things people get up to on that. So imagine having to type that kind of stuff out. I've heard some real racist stuff. I've heard some wild stuff like people's were talking about their dreams and stuff like that. I've also heard some really sad stuff. So it's all over the place. Do I have to type out the sex worker people calling them? I have to type the side of the person that needs it. So
usually it's the person calling, I'd imagine at that point.
Yeah. But no, it's actually kind of interesting. Like the way those lines work is at least the one that I remember well was they'd give like a brief description of who they are, their body type, stuff like that, what they do, how old they are, and then you could like press 1 to talk to them or press 2 to go on to the next one. Then you get the next bio, and then in the next bio, and just so stuff like it was wild. I had not ever thought about that in my life before, but that's a thing. So yeah.
Mom says that they once had a dog sitter call a sex line on the landline back when that was a thing, and they got charged $200.
Oh no.
Anyway, you were saying, I'm sorry.
Holy, that's wild. So after that job, I started working for my dad doing insurance, and that's where I still am today. So I do mostly business insurance. So I send out a lot of certificates proving that people have insurance to other people and helping people with that sort of stuff. So insurance is kind of boring though. No one likes talking about insurance generally.
Out of curiosity, is that in office or do you get to do hybrid at all?
It is in office.
That sucks.
So, yes, it does. Because I would like to live somewhere a little more active than Kingman, Kansas. A little more options on things to do and people to meet. Because the demographic here is like 50 to 60-year-old farmers for the most part, or farm wives.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, have you ever considered saving up and trying to make a move?
It'd be more trying to find a job in a place that I'd want to go first, I think.
That's true.
And I have thought about moving to an office in a bigger city. There aren't any openings that are in a bigger city right now. So otherwise, yes. So,
well, on the bright
there
side,
was a job opening like 3 years ago in Wichita, or at least one of the suburbs, but I couldn't do it at the time.
I will say on the bright side, insurance is needed everywhere. So at least that's a very flexible field.
True, but it would be nice to have people be excited to see you, you know? Yeah. Usually when people get to you, they're like, God dang, gotta do my insurance stuff again, gosh darn it.
That's true. That is one unfortunate thing about insurance is that generally I think it's a minority situation when people are excited to talk to you about insurance.
Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely a minority sort of situation. So
Out of curiosity, what's on your shirt?
it is Santa Darth Vader.
That is not what I expected. That's amazing.
You know, it's mid-July. It feels like it's time to bring out the Christmas stuff.
It's
Mid-July,
mid-May. I was gonna say July's still way off.
I think my brain went to Christmas in July.
I mean, that's a fair jump. Hey, dog! There's the doggo.
Oh, Miko.
Guest star. Look at what a cutie.
Go say hi.
I have to keep fighting my daughter every morning not to wear Christmas sweaters. Is it cold where you are? What a sweetheart.
Yeah, she's a good girl. For the most part. So. Yep.
Let's see. What is something that you've always wanted to do but never had the opportunity to do?
I mean, the obvious answer is probably go to Japan at some point.
Okay.
It was really funny. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, we'll go," and then I was like, "You do realize, Mom, you will have to get vaccinated if you want to go to Japan." And then suddenly it wasn't on our radar anymore.
That sucks.
Yeah. So that would be the obvious answer. I'm not even sure where I'd want to go in Japan. There's like different routes you can go. There's like the golden route, and then there's like the diamond route. I think the diamond route's more scenic.
Okay.
The golden route's more like your standard Tokyo, Akihabara, Shinjuku sort of stuff. My favorite video game. That's as a kid, I will say, growing up, my favorite video game was probably Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem's great.
I'm not a big fan in the change of direction they took with stuff like Three Houses, where it seems more. This is a weird way to say it. It's a little too waifu simulator for me.
Okay. Like dating sim wise?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, it's not really, but like it just feels too much that direction. There's too much extra stuff on the side that you can do. Mm-hmm. Like you can go fishing in it, which I thought was a strange choice for a strategy tactical battling game.
Okay.
It's much more focused on like the relationships between people, and stuff like that. Whereas the original Fire Emblems were much more linear. It's like you go from map to map to map to map, and there was like dialogue in between that progressed the story. But that's just the way things go nowadays. I would say right now my favorite game is probably RimWorld. There's just so much you can do in that game. And it's just fantastic. It's a colony simulator. So I don't know. It's similar to games like Oxygen Not Included, Dwarf Fortress. It's the only two I can really think of off the top of my head. Dwarf Fortress is probably closer, although Dwarf Fortress has way more stuff you can do. It's just you have to get used to the UI, which is rough.
Well, I feel like generally getting used to the UI is an important part of any kind of colony sim, like survival control game.
Yeah, I feel like if you played the original Dwarf Fortress, it was done it's so old it was done in ASCII. Yeah. So all of the graphics are ASCII, which is insane.
That is insane.
So, yeah, I would love to play that game, but I think the learning curve is so high that it keeps me away from it. It's like trying to start watching One Piece. It's just like, I don't want to dedicate myself to 10,000 episodes or whatever it's at now.
That's a very real thing. If you could pick one aspect of yourself that you consider yourself to be the most proud of, what would it be?
I'd like to think that I can generally make people feel welcome,
Okay.
or like just, navigate that sort of space. Like, and it's interesting because it's so fun. It's interesting. So like when I talk with people on Discord, you guys, you guys are much more liberal, left-leaning, and then I live in Kingman, Kansas, which is very much far right-wing, stuff. And so I can live in both worlds and do just fine. It's very interesting. I'll have clients that are like, "Oh yeah, Biden stole the election," and all of that, and I'm able to nod my head and be like, "Yep, just fine." And I try not to make. I feel like I'm slow to make character judgment on people's beliefs, I guess. I don't throw them under the bus immediately just because they think a certain way.
Okay.
I guess.
Does
that make sense?
Has there ever been a time where having kind of one foot in each of those worlds has caused you any sort of trouble or created a challenge for you? Or like created a roadblock? Something like that?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. When I was dating my ex, for sure, because my parents are very right wing, for the most part. Like my, Kansas had their abortion law thing come up. What was it, a couple years ago, I think, and stuff like that. And so that went in the favor of abortion. So my mom was not very thrilled about that. But like, so she still had like some of the signs around, and then, it's like your girlfriend sees that, and she's a liberal person from one of the most liberal counties in Kansas. And so it was just like, oh man, like, so just.
But to be fair, that's something that like, that's mostly your parents and like having to navigate that kind of circumstance around you. I'm more wondering if there's any instances that like it's affected you directly or caused either a conflict or misunderstanding, or like has there ever been an instance that you have felt like it's been tough to live in both of those worlds, rather than like I think everybody's run into the like, oh, like a friend or a relationship or something with somebody who's important to you clashes. I'm more wondering about you.
Oh, like, I constantly play. I don't know. I try not to take things too personally.
Okay.
When it comes to stuff like that. I always constantly play devil's advocate with my mom. Constantly. Because I feel like she needs that in her life.
Don't we all, and sometimes?
Well, because she wasn't so, I guess extreme is the word I'll use. She wasn't so extreme when she was working, but she stopped working probably 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and I think it's just kind of existed in sort of the right-wing bubble. And so, I'll disagree with her on stuff, and but we still care about each other, so it's never been, I guess it's not really ever been a problem. It's just, I don't know, if it can be a problem, I try to avoid it, I guess.
Fair. I do think that there's something to be said about, at least in my experience, isolation has always seemed to solidify, harden, and amplify existing views that people have when they're not generally exposed to other things.
Yeah, generally when it comes to stuff like that, it's tough because there's a lot I don't feel. I know a lot, but I don't feel strongly about a lot. Is how I would say it. It's like a jack of all political trades or something like that. I don't even know. But generally, I will assume that the person I'm talking to knows more about what they believe in than I do. Okay. So I generally try not to get involved in stuff if it's starting to look dicey or sticky.
Fair enough.
So.
Would you consider yourself to be conflict averse?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
It's like, just based off of the way you're describing that, it seems like maybe that was the case.
100%. I hate conflict. I know it's necessary sometimes, but I like to avoid it.
Fair.
So
Charge said, what was your favorite piece of media that shaped you in some way?
favorite piece of media? That's tough. Because I'm sure that that's the case. I'm just not sure how. I feel like I'm more shaped by the stuff that happened in my real life.
Like what?
Well, anything. Like, I don't know. It feels like, disappointments and successes in real life are more impactful than the stuff in media that reflects those same sort of things, I guess.
That's fair. But you've never felt inspired or moved or had a piece of media like alter your perspective on something in a way that you hadn't previously anticipated that stuck with you?
It was really funny. I remember watching, speaking of anime, I remember watching Your Lie in April, which is a really sad anime. And they're like playing their music, because it's a music themed anime. And so they're playing doing their thing, playing their music, and they're like, oh, I'm feeling such passion and all of this stuff. And oh my God, it's so amazing, or so deep, and I feel it in my soul. And I'm like, do most people feel music like that? Am I doing something wrong? Like, because that seems a little obnoxious to me. I don't know. Am I doing this right? Like, does everyone feel like that when they're playing? So I was like, I had like a week where I was like, am I doing this whole thing wrong? Like, what's the point of doing this music if I'm not feeling like everyone else and getting all this joy and angst and quality, like deep feeling emotion, and then I realized after that week that was stupid. No, they don't think like that. That's not real. Like, well, that's ridiculous.
I don't think every single piece is that way, but there's definitely pieces out there that I would say either get me in the feels or like move me in a way.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. But like, it's like, will my song reach her? It's just obnoxious, sort of like.
I think that's more the anime than anything else.
Yeah, I was just like, shit, man. And then I realized I was being dumb. So,
that's hilarious.
But like I'm trying to think of like media that's like affected me or had an impact. Again, I think I really related a lot to. I think I relate to anime more than I get lessons from it. Okay. If that makes sense. So I think that's why some stuff like Marsh Comes In Like a Lion is my favorite. Because I can relate to it in a lot of ways. Because I do have depression and I get that sort of stuff. So I can relate to that a lot.
That's fair. I'll start to wrap this up. Chat, if there's any questions that you have, now's your chance to get them in before we kind of wind things down. But I have one question, just kind of on a broad scale to kind of move us in that direction. If there is one thing that you would like the community to know you for, if there was one thing that they should take away or one thing that you'd like to identify as, what is that thing? How would you like to be seen or understood by the community for those who either haven't had the chance to get to know you personally or haven't had the opportunity to spend a great deal of time with you?
That I'm here. I'm approachable. I'm, just you can talk at me. It's all good. I'd like to think that I am friendly and full of bad puns. I think that's kind of what I'm known for, being friendly and full of bad puns. So
that's fair. I think that's not a bad reputation.
Yeah. So.
Ghost is like, but we love the puns.
Yeah, exactly. They're good.
McManiac wants to know your favorite ice cream flavor.
I'm very partial to Rocky Road.
That's a fair take. I feel like that's a pretty common favorite.
Yeah, it was my grandpa's favorite. No, that's the wrong grandpa. I was about to say who I was named after, but that's the wrong grandpa. So.
Fair enough. And then Charge, who wanted to know what got you into music in the first place.
Funnily enough, I was just good at it. I had an ear for it. I could just pick it up pretty quickly. That sort of sting was never a struggle for me. And so, honestly, being conflict averse and all that, that was the path of least resistance for me. And so I just kind of learned it and kept playing with it and having a good time with it throughout high school. And then when college came around, parents were like, well, what are you doing? You got to go to college. And I was like, well, I'm good at this music thing. I guess we'll do that. So that's what we did. Went to Friends for a couple years and then finished up at Fort Hays getting the music theory and composition degree. The boring math of music that most people don't like. So most people just want to get past that class and never see it again, but I liked it.
How did you figure out you were good at it? Because if being good at it caused you to stay, how did you find it in the first place?
Well, my family's always been pretty musical. Other than my dad. My dad's absolute garbage.
At music.
He knows it. At music. Oh, yeah. He's absolute garbage at music. Other than that, he's totally fine.
He's absolute garbage at music.
Yeah. You got to put the suspense in there to put him on his toes. But yeah, so I grew up going to church every Sunday. My grandma played church organ at her church for 63 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She started playing at 13 when the organist broke their arm.
13 is insane for an organ. Organs are not easy.
Yeah. So she just learned by repetition and practicing and stuff. And so, yeah, no, when I was a kid, I would always sing the alto part because I thought it was more fun and harder to do.
Which is funny because I don't feel like alto parts are known for how fun they are generally.
Well, everyone's singing the melody. I wanted to be different.
Fair. Harmonization's fun.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I would do. And so from there, I just, started playing trumpet and then I switched to French horn, which there are,
it is.
Trumpet and French horn. You can see the trumpet. It's a little behind my head. But,
Yeah.
And so then I did choirs and, finding the right notes and stuff was never a challenge for me, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get into some weird stuff like Poulenc. There can be some stuff that's a little hard for me to find the next pitch on sometimes. But
yeah,
for the most part in general, I don't miss, I guess. You don't miss.
Just don't miss.
Don't miss. Yeah, so I was section leader at Fort Hays, the bass section leader. And so I would frequently, I even directed the adult choir once when Dr. Kroll was sick.
That makes sense.
So yeah, if there's one thing I can toot my own horn on, it's and I'm going to be very clear on how I say these words, aural skills.
Fair enough. And also, I'm going to jump on Death's making Hawkeye jokes, but I'm going to throw out there, Death. BlindJim's favorite class to play in any sort of combat game I've ever seen is Sniper, and he's good at it. So I'm going to say, yes, that stands. He don't miss.
Yeah, I just kind of went from there, and I just kind of stuck with the music stuff. It made sense to me. I could do basic improvisation as a kid when I was doing piano lessons and stuff like that. So it made sense. I was God given that talent.
Do you miss it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I played a concert this weekend. For the first concert I've probably played in 8 or 9 years.
That's wild.
Yeah, and so I got to play French horn. We played Dvorak 8, which is pretty horn intense. But it was good. We got to play with a lot of high school students. So, I mean, there were sections that weren't amazing, but
yeah,
still had fun with it. I got to see my good friend Broken Mod and got to play with him. Been a long time since we'd played together. So
Actually, I think I got a Snapchat of the two of you together.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, oh, hey, I know that guy. So.
Yep. So, yeah. Plus, I got paid $100. Not that that covered the trip up there, but you know.
Hey, professional musician.
Yeah.
On the resume, paid to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So.
All right.
Yep.
Well, chat, any final questions before we wrap things up? And or, BlindJim, is there any other kind of final notes that you would like to touch on before we wrap things up for today?
I just think it's weird that Daddy Death has an anime VTuber soundboard for hating anime in his Discord. That seems odd to me. Odd choice, Death.
Death is... If there's one thing I can say about Death, it's that Death often makes decisions that I think go against things that he says.
Mm-hmm. No. I just think that's a weird choice, Death. It's a weird choice.
All right, going once for any final questions. Going twice for any final questions. I'm signing for random encounter again. I mean, you can. Actually, real quick shout out. We are getting low on our random encounter entries for people who have not yet been a guest on the show. So if that is something that you're interested in doing, now is a good time to do it. Because we are getting to the point that we might start repeating guests, which is fine. We've been doing this for at this point a year and a half, so there are definitely options. But just wanted to shout out anybody who hasn't done it that would like to. If you would like to be a guest on Random Encounter, come on like BlindJim here and chat with me and have the community get to know you. You can apply in the Discord. There is a channel called Encounter Entry that shows you a Google form, and it takes like a minute to fill out. It's got like 5 questions, and once you do that, you get entered in the drawing, and we draw at the end of every month. So BlindJim, thank you for your time. It was wonderful to have you here. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And I appreciate everything that you've done with the community over the years. And I will see you here in chat.
Sounds good.
All right. Have a good rest of your day, man. See ya.
You as well. Bye.
All right. Can we veto people? Unfortunately, no. There's no vetoing people. Also, I need to figure out my I thought everything was working properly, and I realized I don't have virtual camera, which I feel like I should have. So I'll need to look, because normally I have virtual camera showing the guest what's happening on stream so that they don't have to watch it on delay. But I realized when I got into call that that wasn't a thing. You may silence my voice, but you'll never break my warrior spirit. I'll spend my next encounter countering Death's encounter. Well, thank you guys all for being here. I hope that you guys enjoyed getting to know BlindJim a little bit better. BlindJim's a wonderful human. And BlindJim, thank you for being a guest on the show. We are going to continue on. We're going to do some more blueprints. If I can figure out real quick why words, why not enough puns. You wanted more puns? What? Be careful what you wish for. That's a big ask. Start virtual camera. Not listed. Go to tools menu and select virtual cam. Well, that would be why it's not there. I'll have to look into that. Anyway, apparently we don't have virtual camera today, so I will look into fixing that. In the meantime, let me start up blueprints. Oh, you know, one thing I didn't mention, I'm going to throw this in at the end of the random encounter. BlindJim was not always the BlindJim. He used to just be BlindJim, and then his account got hacked. Fun fact. What did we get with blueprints? I think we're on day 14. I'll have to see. I don't know for sure, but I'll be able to tell you here in a second. Also, if anybody would like to hang out for blueprints, Peanut Gallery will be open.
Why did the monkey fall out of the tree?
Oh no, Pedro, why?
Because it was dead.
It was dead. Fleur! Hello! Did you get into room 46? Not yet. I revealed room 46. It was actually the first room I was able to reveal as part of... I found where to open the lever for the antechamber 246. As the first room I did that for, which is a little wild because I think that's not supposed to be that way. But here we are, you know? Fleur, how are you? What's new? We're on day 13. I said 14, it's 13. What is it? Do you want up? What's your deal? Why are you so needy today? Is everything okay? Additional question. Have you encountered the Foundation? No? What the fuck is the Foundation? I'm swell dying from heat wave. I can't complain. I'm so sorry. Why are you having a heat wave? Okay, hold on. I need to get my notes out. If we count small gates, 8 gates crack 8 safes. I'm not spoiling. I'm just asking questions. I am doing well. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. The school, people said that the classrooms are important, I think. I don't think there's anything else in here. Crazy good or crazy bad? A little bit of both. So, for context, in the last 3 weeks, I found out my grandpa has cancer. And then we found out that in addition to the cancer in his liver, which he was originally diagnosed for, there are also growths in his lungs, which is not great. I was in a hit and run on the road. And it damaged my driver's side door. But I'm alive and I didn't get hurt, which is good. We raised $800 some for charity for the City of Hope, which is where my grandpa's being treated, which is amazing. It was my birthday. This little guy here, Nick's got an eye infection, but now is recovering. My computer's been blue screening, and I spent most of the weekend bent over the floor trying to fix it. And I am currently waiting on information from work to see on if I'm getting promoted. Dead end rooms are more common today. That sucks. That's very bad news. I don't like that at all. Thank you. I appreciate it. 15. Everything is 50% off. Green rooms are more likely to contain special flowers. I don't know what special flowers do. Here we go. Entrance hall. We use this bedroom. Freezer is something we want later. But yes, long story short is I was offered a promotion, which is very good news. But the promotion itself isn't quite a promotion. Because of the way that they basically presented it. And so I'm negotiating and I'm waiting to hear on the news of that negotiation. It's been a while. And so I am hesitantly hopeful. That's the hope, Envy, but I will say it's been a lot. I am sincerely hopeful that it does kind of end up being smooth sailing after this, though. All right, what do I need? Let's do... I don't think we've done this one. Anything worth noting up here that I haven't seen already? But yes, if anybody does want to hang out, Peanut Gallery is open. This game's amazing. It's a really cool puzzle game. One key for each bedroom. I guess commissary here? So we keep the chain going? I'm too stupid to figure this game out. This game's wonderful. I highly recommend it. Oh, gems. I don't have any coins, though. Set of gems. Okay. Learning things. I guess we go reading nook here. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I was in a bit of a game rut. And this game and the fact that so many people are talking about, I picked up, I haven't played them yet, but oh. An apple. Oh wow, does this work? No way. Okay. Words, brain, one thing at a time. I haven't played them yet, but so many people are talking about Oblivion, which I've never played, and I'm excited to try. Clair Obscura 33, or Clair Obscure Expedition 33 is supposed to be amazing. Pick that up. And then, what's the third one that I picked up? Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I played Kingdom Come 1 at the beginning of, this is in that other book. That seems important. Ilex plus Misurvey. I played Kingdom Come 1 on stream ages ago, and I'm very excited to play 2. Okay, 1972. I don't know if any of this is relevant to me. Mount Holly. Okay. I don't know if any of this is important or not. Guess we'll find out. There's too much game and I have other things to do. That's fair. I guess aquarium. In order to keep things moving. That's huge. Huge. Courtyard. Fuck. You now draft second copies of rooms you already have in your house. I don't want that. I feel like I have to. It does have other doors. I gotta. I don't have any other options. What the fuck? Shit! This seems problematic. All right. Song request is on as well. So if anybody would like to request some tunes, you can. Yeah, that's not terribly long. That's long, but not terribly long. Okay, hallway's big. Wine cellar's big. But wine cellar cuts us off, so I have to do hallway. As much as I would like to do the wine cellar for the gems. I think we go parlor. You'd want to get all the achievements? Only one of the other boxes is false. The gems are in the false box. The gems are in the false box. So this has to be false. Because these two are the same thing. So that would make this one false and those two true. Which means that the gems are in here. I have yet to miss one. Proud of it. Drawing room, nursery. We do drawing room. Thank you. Okay. So I need to figure out this. So what is... This has got to be like gate, step, length. What does this mean? Because this safe, it says, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes. So what is the date implied by the length of people's feet? It's not the length of a mile, is it? No. How do I get off of it? What does this mean? Is it... There's always either 3 short ones or one long one. No, that's a lie. There are also 1 long one. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 short one. I don't know what it means. Might just be an important date. I don't understand the picture in here. The pictures have to be a clue. There's no way it's not. I have no idea what the date would be. All right, well. Vault. Well, shit, I don't have enough gems, so we gotta do this. But we turn this off. We turn off gym. Turn on garage. Oh, I should have redrawn. I'm a silly goose boy. What was I thinking? I'm in the drawing room. I could redraw. Dirt. All right, well. We pray. Classroom. Grade 1. We did this. So does each classroom go up a grade or something? How many am I up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's I, right? Pilot plot. Yeah. An apple! Yeah, that makes sense. Well, to be fair, we added 8 to the shuffle, I guess. So we try to keep going. Okay, wine cellar, reading nook. I have to go reading nook. No, but I can redraw. Fuck. We need the gems. I don't know that I like this repeat ability thing, though. That's not doing me a whole lot of favors right now. The other 2 boxes are true. This box does not contain the gems. This box contains the gems. False, false. No. Wait. They can't all be true. The other 2 boxes are true. So that can't be one, so this is false. Is it 50-50? If this is false... and this is false, that would make this true. But this one can't be false. These 2 can't be opposite of each other. So... if this is true, then this one's true, and this one's false, which can't be. So if this one's false, this box does contain the gems. That one makes this one false. Can't be. I think it has to be this one. Because if this one is... it can't be. Can one be true and the other one not be? So this box does contain the gems. This box does not contain the gems. False, false. Wait. The other two boxes are false. This box does contain the gems. This box does not contain the gems. That make all three of them false. Doesn't one have to be true? There'll always be at least one box which contains only true. There will always be at least one box which displays only false. So one of them has to be true. If this is true, this one can't be. This has to be false. The other two boxes are false. This is paradox. What? No. But if this is false, the other two boxes aren't true. That doesn't necessarily imply that the other two boxes are false. So one of the other boxes is true. So this is false. We can just straight up say this is false. Yes. So one of these is true and one of these is false. Is that just a 50-50? I think it's just a 50-50. Well, if this one's false, and this one's false, well, these could both be true. If these are both true, this is right. If this one's false, no, it has to be. These two have to be true. Because if this one's false, then the gems are in here. But that one can't be true. It has to be this. Did I fuck myself? If this is false, did I do that wrong? Oh, no. You know what I did wrong? At least one of these is false. Well, no. If at least one of them is false, this box does contain the gems. This box does not contain the gems. There's no way that one of these is true. This has to be false. This clearly has to be false. Which means that this would be true. You know what my bet is? It's in black. I understand. It's in black. That sucks. Well, I've missed one. Classroom. I don't have a gem. I am the saddest man. I am the saddest man. Jacked up the run. Come on, is this A? Where's the art in here? Oh, this is the one that we don't know. I am the saddest man. I am so very, very sad. There's really nothing interactable in the laboratory, huh? I think I have to just end it. I think this is just a wasted day. Damn. That's rough. Straight up. That's a rough one. I jacked up. That one was tough. That's the toughest one I've had. I really want to get the safe, though. Shelters. Shelter! What time is it? I'll say 11. Come on, I have to math. It is day. Right? Right? I'm glad you're enjoying it, T-Money. Oh, hold on, let me log out. What day is it? It is day 14. The first day is November 7th. So... Seventh, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. November 20th. Right? No, I agree. $11 a.m. I gotta come back at 11 a.m. And if I have that date wrong, I'm gonna be mad. It's currently 8:20. I've got some time. Hallway this early is big, but den this early is better. The Descent is one of my faves. It's been a while since I've seen it. Yeah, I had not seen it. And I knew almost nothing going in. I'm excited for you guys to hear that one. Coin purse. Okay, we're getting money. Let's go do the rest of the entryway first. Key would be big here. Coupons. If we find a comm, we're gonna be sitting so pretty. Okay. The History of Orianda. This book was reviewed and cleared for publication. Edited to confirm our standards. Oh. The name used to designate the realms of song is no longer known to the average citizen of the elder generation. We must permit our leaders to join us to abandon our past. Most historians mark the beginning often denotes a Jiro, but essentially the first king whose name Oris would later grace. I wonder if I have the magnifying glass. If this helps me. Those symbols. Hello. Baron Sinclair, thank you so much for your cooperation with our department in this investigation. We know our presence is never convenient, especially for someone of your social status. So it means all the more that you are not only tolerant, but also willing to aid our efforts in getting this business done as quickly as possible. We are returning this letter, the book you lent us, though I must confess it was not as much help as I had hoped. I'd heard that your library of rare and restricted books was quite extensive, and I was told by a reliable source that if a first edition and uncensored copy of the History of Orianda could be found, it would likely be found within the Baron's own collection, but perhaps I was misinformed. Still, part of me thinks that you may have given me the censored copy as a jest, a taste, if you will, for the bureaucrat of their own medicine. If that is the case, then I say well done, fair play, and perhaps on my next visit we'll have a laugh about this after you've given me the actual manuscript. Interesting. Okay. So I have to imagine that means that there's an uncensored copy somewhere. What's with my luck today? I had bad luck yesterday and now I'm just cruising. Oh, check the front of this book. Herbert S. Sinclair, Mary Jones, Det Bon Margol, Det Bon Margol. I got the date right? I should check the clock. Clock. Oh, it's barely 8:50. I've still got time. Here I am all paranoid. Mail room would be big. Music room would be bigger. I don't think we've been to the master bedroom yet. We've got the gems for it. Let's try it. We could... Oh. Mojai boxes were a popular fad in the early 30s. These small mechanical puzzle boxes were early on Mojai as a game, but quickly gained popularity. Over time, the boxes spread from port to port. A traditional mode is distinguished by lid. Each white tile can be pressed like a button, which will change the color of that tile and the surrounding squares. The goal of each box is to find a way to make all 4 1/4 tiles turn into white squares. Okay. So... Okay, there's a way to do this. I need... Okay. Fuck. Fuck. I I got too caught up in it. To my encouraging uncle who opened many doors for me, ever grateful, Mary. Fuck, what does that say? P.S. They made me change the ending. Made me change the ending of something as you predicted. It made me change the meaning of the ending of Orange. Fucking shit. Just click the icons in the corners. Oh. Oh, I see. I understand. I did this wrong. You have an order allowance token. Okay. Red train. I really need a magnifying glass. Pretty desperately need a magnifying glass. The controls for the foundation elevator are located behind the foundation wall. The foundation. Why is that one different? Key card's big. Simon, never intended to finish drawing this letter, but now you must know that. We're getting some interesting stuff. This is a pretty big room, I think. Also, I find it hard to believe that a safe wouldn't be in the master bedroom. I really need a magnifying glass. Let's take a look at the clock while we're here. It's now 9:35. Nursery. Pantry, parlor, both dead ends. We might as well. Although, unfortunately, we've already drafted 2 of them. But... oh well. Okay. We gain the footsteps. Security. We have a key card, yeah? We do. We up security. Banana! Okay, nothing in the house that I haven't gotten. We log in the network. What? I didn't enter a password. You haven't seen the nursery, or you haven't seen the security room? Because the security room I've seen a bunch. God, I'd love a shovel. At no point am I getting shovels. I really need shovels. Cool. That way, I'm gonna run into more security doors. Let's go left. The walls seem important. This is shielded, isn't it? I'm sheltered? It is. There's still something with the camera that I don't know. Okay, it's officially 10. I have to be careful with my timing. So let's go south. Get what we can here. I haven't done the laundry room yet, so let's do it. All of my coins. Okay. So I can literally just launder money. Is there anything else in here? This seems like a pretty meh room for the effect it's giving. Whatever. Three keys that I don't have the stuff for. I still don't know the purpose of that bird. I know it's from that book, but I don't know. I didn't see anything in that book that seemed important. Oh, master bedroom. 3 Z's. Binks wanted to help. I was gonna ask. Calm. Honestly, we don't have money. The cat wanted to help with the puzzle, and that's what he came up with. All right, well, let's go be ready for the... I'll make a quick wish. I got 1 coin to do it. And let's go check on the safe. Because I want to be ready for it when it happens. We said 11 a.m. I don't want to move, but I don't know what time it is. Food, yes, please. He's been meowing a lot. I'm not really feeling either of those. Yep, 4 hours after 11, you're good. That's true, but I don't want to risk it. Down. Wendy's, because it's walking. I want to be very sure. I'm hoping it just pops open. I'm hoping that just pops open. I also wish that there was a clock in here. I waste 2 steps to do this. The Sonic music is intense. All right, hold on. Okay, there's still a little time. Love you. See you in a minute. Yes. And let's do nacho fries. Okay. It's so weird that the virtual camera isn't working. What a weird feature to just stop working. I'll really have to look into that. All right, we can see the clock. It's weird. Time seems to go faster in certain places. Which is not something I've anticipated. I'm so sad I missed that black box. I'm so sad I ruined my streak. I'm just staring at this clock, dude. Because the thing is, here's the deal, right? Is that I have to get the safe to even spawn, let alone get the date right. So I am not risking missing the safe. Especially because I'm betting that it's one of the red envelopes that we need. Because it says, if we count small gates, 8 dates crack 8 safes, right? Or at least I think that's what this says. I'm missing like 2 letters. But technically, this was a date and a time. That is a thing that did happen. So I think that does include this one. And I'm guessing we need all the different safes for the story. Yes, dog. Number 7. Dear uncle, this appearance of my cousin Mary has long sat unfavorably and my father, and I will freely admit to you that the chilly airs of indifference you may have felt in my presence can be attributed entirely to the suspicions that I have harbored for these past years, suspicions entirely aimed at yourself. And while I have never had the opportunity to prove it, I felt very strongly that you had some deeper involvement in those events 4 years ago. The circulating rumors of those months did nothing but further reinforce my convictions in this fact. Those of us that are once bitten are twice shy, and I'm aware of the cause my aggressively aloof behavior has had on the social standing of our family. I do not apologize for my actions, though I'm now willing to admit that the conclusions I reached may have been flawed. Last week, I had a confidential conversation with one of our mutual acquaintances, a conversation that has shed more light on this mystery than all of my father's countless fruitless inquiries over the years. I now have reason to believe that you were in fact responsible for smuggling my cousin under cover of night across the red border to the southern seafront. And I believe this may have occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing. A date that coincides not with her public disappearance in February, but instead with the notable theft of the Ruby Crown. If the Blackwater insurgents were in fact responsible for the heist, as some have claimed, I believe the scenario entirely plausible. The fact that 2 of the Crown's 8 rubies have now surfaced has given me renewed optimism that she's still alive, safe, and finally free. Perhaps my willingness to accept such a sensational story betrays my own desperation for answers, desperation for hope, and desperation for a narrative in which you are not the villain. In that distant land we all dream of, the land where the strangling crimson curtains draped across our sky are pulled back and the windows and shutters of discontent flung wide open, in that distant land I pray one day to find our Marion safe, happy, and absolved. Okay. Progress has been made. We go hallway. In fact, I have to go hallway. Okay, we're in pretty solid shape. Pantry, I think. I think we save corridor for later. Don't worry, we've got so many keys, dog. The foundation. Foundation is all the elevator controls are always in the room underneath it, it said. Oh no, on the other side of the elevator. That's what it is. So we got to get around this thing. That's pretty rough, skis. I think I have to do this one. A cupcake? Hold on. I have 4. I don't have this one. Sand and is S. So it is S. I haven't done the greenhouse. Is there another room? Please? Oh, I need the sledgehammer. Wait. Bold word. The sheets. First words on the sheets. Oh, wait. Sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First words on the sheets are the true message. Fuck. So trees. Okay, well, let's sledge it. Can I not sledge this? Oh, I need the super one. Fuck. Please give me either a workshop. No, dog. No, 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 no. I'm so sad. Might as well. Oh. I don't know the morning room. I haven't gotten there yet. All right. I guess that's it. Do I have any other doors? Negative. We did get an allowance too. And there's another allowance box somewhere. I think it's downstairs. I don't remember where the other allowance box I saw was. I think it's down in the basement somewhere. I keep making wishes too, but I don't know what the wishes do. I'm wondering if I do a pump room, if I'm able to drain the fountain and get all my coins back or something. That'd be kind of funny. Although I would prefer it to be something ethereal, like making a wish gives you better luck that day or something. That seems more fun to me. It would be silly if it's something as simple as like trading post, root cellar. I didn't get to do an offering last time. Wait. It said I had allowance. Why do I not have coins? Oh, is it like in the first room or some shit? I didn't do it. Yeah, of course it is. We should just... Ugh. Good morning. It's come to my attention that you've been granted daily allowance. Use well on this day. If it's convenient, I'll leave the required sum here in the entrance hall. If something else you require, please do not hesitate to ask, even though all been requested to remove ourselves. I don't know what the shrine does. I'm going to put so many coins in this shrine today. Every coin I get is going into this fucking shrine. Have you seen the blessing of the dancer? Okay. We got a blessing. To spin them. Hold up, dog. That's huge. That's so big. Okay. Is this just the... I don't know if that's just the one that's in the astronomy tower or not, but we'll find out if it's different. Bookshop, books for sale. That's new. A new clue. Okay, well, this is massive. I need so many coins. A new clue. Going to Lasting Hope, a nonprofit that aims to provide resources and intel to investigations. Okay. This is so big, actually. Okay, let's redeem ourselves. Apple. Alright. Other two boxes are empty. The other two boxes are blue, so this has to be false. The other two boxes are true. This also has to be false. Which means that this one's true, which means that this one is the coins. I'm like doubting myself now. I'm like scared of those. I'm ashamed. Boiler room is big. That was not the rotation I hoped for. That was. I didn't realize it would do it randomly. That was kind of unfortunate, but whatever. So we already have the boudoir. We've already opened the safe. Does it stay open? It does not. Do we get new stuff out of it if we open it again? 1, 2, 2, 5, enter. No, we just get the gem again. Fascinating. I think we need supplies. I'm gonna do this. Okay. We do lose the coin. But I think still worth it. We want hallway here. Always a great split in this particular spot. We'll go left first. Courtyard. If we can get shovel, nothing. Well, we have 3 keys. Let's trade a key for whatever's in here. Better key. Very worthy trade. Can you imagine if there's something hidden in the bushes? I'd go bonkers. God, I wish the shovel would show up, though. I miss the shovel greatly. Drawing room. Keep our options open to the left. Open up that safe. Still don't know what it does. At some point, we'll figure out what it does. Special keys. We want many doors. We want to make sure stuff's going north. Conference room. Dining room. We haven't gotten the pump room yet. Having the pump room show up would be pretty awesome. We'll do this. Lab. We do lab. Oh, I lied. We don't want lab. I was gonna say the allowance could be really helpful. Okay. We add this in. I'm just gonna keep ordering shovels. Because I need shovels. Staff services. Anything else in here that I can grab of use? Negative looks like. Okay, I am really running out of supplies. I do need to go left. Admittedly, food was not the supply I needed there, but that's okay. Okay, is the elevator control... What the fuck? Wait. But it said... I am tilted. It just said... Sauna's big. Observatory's bigger. I'm so tilted. That's okay. We'll do it again later. Okay, we need to go this way to get more keys. Are you serious? A, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U. No. Okay. I fucking no, dude. That's all my doors, yeah. Fuck. Okay, let's go down to the basement. We'll try and find that one box, I guess. Might as well. I think it's in here. Good, I don't have to move the carts all over and over. That would suck. I still don't know your shit. Oh, do I just bring a key? Is it as simple as a key? I'm also sad because, like, I had the pump room. I didn't do the pump room. It's not here. Where was that? Is it over on the side over there? I don't think so. We can go check. No. So Secret Garden, Greenhouse, and Great Hall are the three other ones that I need. Ah, fuck it. I want to keep moving. Can I make a suggestion that help me get further in my runs? Shoot. Didn't trigger the allowance at all. Build out, then up. That's what I did. That's what it said in the first book. That's why I kept going down. I ran out of stuff. And it ended up looping. I literally had all the lower floors booked out. I would really like for there to be a shovel in here. I'd really like for a fucking shovel to show up. Really like that. I'd like to get the closet out of the way down here. Metal detector. That's actually pretty big. I'd also like to get the storeroom out of the way down here. Get the dead end rooms out of the way. Lots of dirt though. If I find a shovel, I'm gonna be having a great day. Drawing room. Let's do it. Let's go right. I want to try and get this foundation thing better set up than I did. Sure. Hallway is big here. Den for sure. And then we go down before we go up. Still no shovel. Gem though. Walk-in closet for sure. For sure. Was this the deposit box key? I've never seen that. That could be big. Can I use that to just unlock a box? What does it say? Unlocks box 304. Have I encountered box 304? I don't know that I have. Greenhouse. I do need the greenhouse. Shovel. Sledgehammer. I could break that open if I got a warehouse. Oh, hey, look. Okay, we're making money. Making money is big. Let's go down and do drawing room first. Library is better than bedroom here. What is box 304? Okay, are you the same book? You are. So nothing useful there. Bookshop. Patio. Patio's pretty big. Because I have a lot of green rooms. And one of these days, I'm going to get a shovel. I'm going to do it. I keep hoping. I don't know where the shovel... Does the shovel not show up for green rooms? I thought that the shovel... The first time we found it was in the courtyard. Great chance of finding items in green rooms. Yeah? Oh, but also a comm. I don't know that we've been to a veranda yet. Is the veranda... Office. This is worth. Because I've already gotten the safe here. Let me figure out. We did all that. I still need to figure out how to do the data transfers. That's something I haven't been able to do at all. Okay, spread gold. Okay. Did my metal detector just not detect that? Is that already done it? This one's 0303, isn't it? Yeah. So, gem. I'd be so loaded. If we can get a book room, that'd be very large. Basically, if we can get a bookshop and if we can get a shovel, we're sitting so pretty. Wait, was this detecting in here? No. Well, shit. Oh, well. Now we pray. Cloister. Shovel. No shovel. I'll take bedroom. It's not the greatest, but it keeps me moving and I get stuff for it. Courtyard. I like to rotate the courtyard. That's exactly what I wanted. I don't have a gem. I used my last gem. I'm a sad, silly, stupid boy. God, the amount of dirt in this fucking place is insane. Garage is 3 keys. I have a lot of keys. I could always use more keys. Anything else of value around? Okay. I'll lose another coin. Aquarium. I'll take aquarium. I can't take aquarium. I am sad. The boudoir counts as a sleeping room? That seems odd and silly to me. But we'll take this gem, please. Now we can get aquarium. I don't want to rotate it, though. Honestly, we take corridor. Because I don't want to waste one side of the aquarium. And I want to make sure that I have a room that can face south up here. I didn't realize I blocked off the foundation. That sucks, but I'll take courtyard. We did it. Chat, we did it. Chat, we did it. What the fuck is that? The key to secret garden. We're finding all sorts of stuff. Oh my god, we're gonna find so much stuff. A turnip. We're gonna go digging. We're gonna go dig up everything. Are these all... Is everything a turnip? Hold up. Are we just gonna be the fittest, fastest folk?
Oh, sorry.
You're the best. I love you. What? Up. That's fine. You can find nothing? Okay, coins is big. Can I not reach that? You're kidding. Okay, well, we're going to go check out all of the green rooms. We're going to dig up every frickin' hole we can find. Even if we just eat dozens and dozens of turnips. An old shoe. Exciting. Hey, look, a gem. Okay, we're getting stocked. We're getting steady. A key? And a gem? I was like, where's the aquarium? We didn't actually do the aquarium. We are going across the way. We're going to go to that veranda and patio, and we're going to dig those up too. And then we're going to go out, and we're going to go dig up all the stuff in the root cellar. We're going to find every last bit of dirt on this map, and we're going to dig it up. Oh. I have 2 vault keys. I don't know what these vaults are for. Where are these vaults? do the amount of turnips. Okay, okay, we're pretty loaded. Let's go to the root cellar. If I can keep this wealth and we get a bookshop, potentially game-changing news. Also, isn't there a dig spot on the path over here? Or am I crazy? I might be crazy. Coins. Pebbles. Is this random chance? Turnip. Can. Pebbles. Good night, Mom Ab. Okay. Not bad. We're walking around with 10 keys. Oh, there's something in the garage, wasn't there? Was there a dirt patch in the garage? It might have been. It's on the way we have to go anyway. So left, up, left, left. It's so weird to me that I can't get into this, though. There's dirt right there. Damn, there wasn't dirt in here. I was lied to. By me. I lied. Well, it's 2 gold. We haven't done Secret Garden. What's the deal with the Secret Garden? Other than the fact that I'm digging up a storm. Okay. Levers. Okay. Are they all supposed to point the same way? Okay. We could do it today. There's a world in which we do this today. We've got so many keys. Absolutely free gem income, thanks. And also that gives us this clue again. Under 2. Under 2. Hold on, I need to... If I start eating, I'm going to go nutty. Okay. Calm. I've got money. Let's try the calm. Upgrade disc. Absolutely buy. And then I don't buy anything else. Where's the closest computer? The office is on the other side. I go back to the courtyard. Observatory, guest room, gymnasium. Observatory. There's something on top? Where's the metal it's detecting? Hello. So big. Feeling pretty good about today. Knocking on wood. Security's so big here. Courtyard, huh? I feel like courtyard with +2 gems is the most value here because the dig spots aren't always worth a lot. Gem income seems to be one of my struggles. I don't think I have a key card this run. I'll double check here, but I don't think I have one. They do blend together sometimes. Are the fruit on the trees? Is the secret garden filled with fruit? We have to go back there anyway for gems. Let's do that real quick. Says there's 10 fruit. That can't all be... I don't know. I like that the ballroom is set it to 2, not gain 2. Because that could really screw you. It's a very two-sided benefit. Hey, look. One of my 10 keys. Secret passage, dark room. I'm gonna do a green. We're just gonna keep the green rolling today. Morning room keeps us rolling, and we haven't discovered it before. Coin. Coin. Dice is big. Upgrade disc is big. Coin. Gems. Okay. Mrs. Jones. Okay. The unfortunate thing, that tells me nothing. That was all information of which we already knew. That said, doing pretty well on supplies. Rumpus room gives us 8 gold. It's likely we'll find gems in a green room. Coins. Key. Key. Lots of keys. If I can get to the left side, which is looking pretty possible here. Honestly, I go kitchen. Because if I can buy food... Why are there 2? Bacon and eggs. If I need footsteps, I have so much gold. Passageway's big. But I can't afford it. So we redraw. Again. We redraw. have to do dark room here. And then I go hope for a utility closet. I've still got other rooms. Lab. Actually pretty big. I could potentially break into the foundation. Key card. Cool, so I'm not gonna be stuck. And I got an upgrade disc. I forgot about the upgrade disc. This is big. This is a spicy little run. Yes, I would love to upgrade the closet. One extra item if drafted to join to a hallway. I think if it joined to a bedroom. Then we do an experiment. Oh! If we find any other holes. I still don't know what that does. All right. Let me scrap down the rest of this taco. All right. So for now, I think the plan is work our way over to the ballroom and the commissary. So we've still got 44 steps, which is a lot. What the fuck? I guess that's what makes it all the different rooms. It is funny because I don't think that I have any other whole... I don't even know if there's any spare green rooms left. Okay, so this way... down, left, up, get the gems. Frankly, I think we buy the set of gems here. Trash. Experiment successful. We got 2 dice. massive, actually. Casino. I don't think we've done the casino. Let's do some casino. Let's gamble. Broken handle. I need that for downstairs. I don't want to waste my handle. Holy gold, Batman, dude. I'm going to come back for that. If I get another handle, I'm absolutely fixing that. But I'm not going to waste it when it could be my last one. Dining room's pretty big. An aquarium. I do. Big. My taco did not have pretzels. Because that is a crime. Utility closet? Billiard room, rumpus room. Utility closet. And a hole. Oh, nothing is worse, actually. Alright, dark room. Oh, I have to come back, though. That kind of sucks. Good thing I just got 20 extra steps to do that. Might as well make sure I spend some gems, then. I haven't done the locksmith. Let's do the locksmith. Oh, but the billiard room lets me go up. I lied. We're doing the billiard room, and we're going to do a math puzzle. Six is 6. 3... What the fuck is that? Six. What the fuck is that? Nine? 3 squared? 2 squared. That's hilarious. Wait. 3 squared is 9. Oh, I did. 2 plus 1 squared is 9. 5 squared minus 20 is 5. That's so funny. Good call, by the way, Jackie. Hold on. I actually need to check the comm on a way out. Because I think that's one of the letters I'm actually technically missing. There's something in here. Car keys. All right. The white box does not have a statement. This is true. The gems are in a box with a statement. That must be false. Foyer. All right. So here's the plan. We can do this if we play our cards very carefully. So we need to go trigger. We need to go trigger the dark room. We lose 2 coins for that, 2 gems for that, but that's pretty much okay, I think. Well, I didn't check the comms art. Well, I have to go back there anyway. Thank God for the utility closet. Battery. Okay, so I have metal detector. Shenaniganry. Okay. So. The pool gets us there. To continue up, you must go down. Basement key. We're in such business, chat. Holy shit, we're in such business. Key does not fit. Okay, yeah. Because I know where it fits. I wanted to see if that gave me another entrance. Absolutely wine cellar. 1000% wine cellar. All right. Chat, we're in such great shape. Here's the plan. We got 2 more dice. All right. We're going to go buy some food in the kitchen. We're going to go buy some frickin' food. Honestly, we buy both. We buy all of it. We buy all of it. We get all the footsteps. All right. So we got to go down. Fastest way. Through the corridor. Bedroom, cloister. What a windy way to go. But hey, this is why we bought the food. A banana. Get some more footsteps in. We want the bedroom. For the footsteps, and there's more food, and there's a gem. Apples are extra delicious today. We go cloister, hallway, pantry. Oh my god, this is working out splendidly. Oh my god, so much fruit, dude! This is working out great. Okay. One step at a time. We can make it. First things first, we open the door. We open the basement door. We explore whatever's in the basement. And then we go trigger everything else. Fuck yeah, it does. We'll get to that. We got time for that. That bring me into the foundation? Hold up. Does this bring me into the foundation? Dog. Okay, okay, okay. This is so big. Okay, we now have a way to get into the basement. But that's not the important bit. What's important is this. I have the lever. Oh, this one's the raised one. Which does nothing for me. I screwed up. I need to do it with the first part. If I can remember how to do this, though. If we open the antechamber, we can get upstairs and we can get in. Today. That's it. I'm just dumb. I made that way more complicated than it needed to be. This music is hyping me up. Also, can I unlock any of these? No. I'm gonna make it. Watch it be locked and require like a special key. We're running long and I don't even care. We've got 75 steps to make it back up. Today's the day, chat. Foundation doesn't help us at all. We can't make it through. Saber, did you know that the foundation led to the other end of the elevator? Okay, now I just have to navigate back. Fuck you, Chapel. I'm gonna do it. I'm so excited. And I got nacho fries, dog. Best day.
There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. He didn't see the birds or the changing of the leaves, and he never saw the sights of life's many symphonies.
I don't know that this was in the book.
He couldn't see beyond the red shade he was aware. He never caught a glimpse of the world I had to share. But one day the prince saw something new. And if you look closely, you might see it too. The skies parted and the clouds withdrew. The prince had a new favorite color. The color blue.
Did I just roll credits, dog? I rolled credits! What? What day did I say it was on? 15? Guys, I'm not joking. I read that on average, this game takes 50 days and 20 odd hours to complete. I did it in 9 hours and 15 days. Or 16 days. That's so cool. Dog. What? I'm gonna double check this once we're done, because I do have to wrap up stream, but we're gonna double check this. Because if so, I'm freaking proud of myself. I still don't know what the drawing room's about, though. Thank you. I'm very excited. For Christopher Manson, who opened many doors for me. What a cool ending message. Okay. Freaking nailed it. It was the shovel, man. All I needed was the shovel. Save and quit. All right. Let's shut her down. All right. So, put music back on. How long to beat blueprints? Yeah. Main story 16 and a half hours. Playtime 11.1. "26 days, 40 days, 21 days, 46 days, day 14. That guy beat me. Oh. "36 days, 25 days. Hold on, did anyone see what day it was? "15 to 40 hours. Take as few as 20 days at the very least. Bull! Bulldog! Oh, I'm so proud of myself, dude. Oh, man. 25 hours, 15 hours, 13 and a half hours, 11.1, dude. Oh, that's so sick. That's so sick. I'm proud of myself. All right. That, friends, is going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a follow, drop a subscribe. I hope to see you back. Others have a wonderful evening. Make every day an adventure. I'm your host, Ryan Ross Live, signing off. A couple quick thank yous before we go. BlindJim for the random encounter. Thank you for joining me. Everyone who stuck around, everyone who played today. Momab for the resub with Prime, and Jokepool for the bits, as well as Onyx Dragon for the follow offline. Welcome to the guild. I will be streaming on Thursday. We're going to be doing some Helldivers. So I'll see you guys then. We're going to have Hermes and Death along with us. And then we're pending the 4th. I am waiting to hear word on something, and we'll see who ends up filling that last slot. So we are going to raid off. Let me find somebody to raid off to. Actually, you know what's perfect? Is Johnny is playing Blueprints right now. So we'll go show him some love since we were just playing it ourselves. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will see you guys on Thursday. Good night. Farewell. Bye-bye.